Good morning and welcome to We Crochet Facebook Live. I have my guest with me today and I'm going to let her introduce herself. Who are you, guest?
Hi, I'm Ashley from A Crafty Concept. I am a crochet designer and a blogger and a YouTuber, and I do everything yarn related things.
You're a yarny person. I am a huge fan of Ashley. Ashley is a super fun person and she's fun to follow online and she's fun to talk to in person. So I'm really excited to have you here today, Ashley. For those of you who aren't familiar with us, we're We Crochet. Our website is crochet.com and we sell yarn and hooks and we have patterns, free patterns or patterns you can buy, pretty much everything crochet. And if it's crochet related, we have it. You can also follow us here on Facebook or on Instagram, on all of the other social medias. And we have a podcast. So you can find out more about that at crochet.com/podcast. And every Tuesday morning at 8:30 Pacific time in the morning, we have this Facebook Live. So thank you for joining us. And if you're just joining us, please chime in, say hello, tell us what you're drinking this morning, if it's coffee or tea or what kind it is, and where you're where you're watching us from. How about you, Ashley? Where are you from? Where are you calling in from?
Kentucky.
Ashley's in Kentucky.
down here in the South.
Yeah, I'm in Portland, Oregon, and I have 2 cups of coffee today. I've yesterday's coffee warmed up and today's fresh coffee. So I'm all ready for our talk right now. And then I'm going to say hello to a few people. Naomi just joined us. Nicole Chase. Victoria has joined us. Hi, Victoria. And she says, finally, a live with Ashley I can watch live. That's so cool. And Victoria's watching from Norway. All right. And I like that because I'm Norwegian. My grandma's from Norway. So yay. And Chris is drinking white tea with fruit in Sacramento, California. What about you, Ashley? What are you drinking? Do you have a drink today?
I have water because when I speak, my mouth dries out. It didn't do that until after I turned 30. When I speak, my mouth dries out. But I've already ingested my full cup of coffee because it is 11:30 here in Kentucky. So I've had my coffee.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. So many fun surprises in store for us when we age.
Yeah. Awesome.
So today we're going to talk about so many fun things. I'm really excited to talk to Ashley. Ashley, can you tell us a little bit about what your focus is at A Crafty Concept?
Yes. So I design crochet patterns specifically for people who like to sell their finished pieces. So we like to use inexpensive yarns that you can get like easily accessible, quick projects that work up in a day, couple days, sometimes even like an hour. And then that way you can crank them out, because if you're selling them in your Etsy shop or you're going to markets, you're going to need to make a bunch of them. And if they take you 2 weeks to make them, that's not very good for business. Like, you're not going to be able to scale that later. So that's what I focus on with A Crafty Concept, is easy to make, quick, inexpensive to make patterns.
I love that. I love that you have a specific focus, and it's really easy to understand what you're doing. And I really like the puzzle of trying to match like a hobby that you love with making it a business, or like what are all the puzzle pieces that make that work. So that's super interesting, and I can't wait to talk more about it. We got some Nicoles in the house. We have Nicole Chase, Nicole Riley, Nikki Holston. Hello, everybody. Grace. Hello, Grace. And Kay has joined us. So again, I think we're just gonna jump into it right now. So everyone just keep asking questions and commenting in the comments. We'll get back to you shortly. So Ashley, tell me, how did you get started on this track? Where's the inspiration behind what you do come from?
Hey, I graduated college in 2012 with a general studies degree. which just means I had 4 years of college. I changed my major like 1,800 times. And then, I mean, I was like an engineering major for one semester, like lots of changes. So Gen Studies, graduated in 2012. And then I'm like, I'm going to start selling my crochet. I'm going to build a website. And how do you do that? How do I get a website where people can like shop on my website? So I paid a local friend who did web design to build me a website from scratch, paid like a lot of money for a 21-year-old that just graduated college. And then I got so overwhelmed, I never launched it. Not
Aww.
once. I never made it go live. It was awful. And then I had a baby in 2015. And then right before that, I started selling my pieces, like when I was pregnant. I started selling just on Facebook. And basically, like, I would make anything you wanted. If you had money, I would make you a crocheted thing. And that's how it started. And it was very hectic and very like unorganized. Not a business, definitely a hobby at that point. And then I opened an Etsy shop, and that changed everything. I opened an Etsy shop in 2016, started designing in 2017 after the messy bun craze hit. I think it was like December 2016, and then like all of 2017.
I love that that's it on your timeline. You're like, this is December 2016, the messy bun phenomenon.
Yeah, it was insane. I designed 3 messy bun beanies. I was like, fine, I'll make some. Like everybody's asking me for them, fine. Like I was kind of like not even super excited about it. And that actually ended up being what made me exist. My Claire bun beanie pattern and finished piece went viral in like winter of 2017, and I had over 1,000 orders in December, the one month
goodness.
in my Etsy shop. And I was, a lot of it was beanies, but a lot of it was the pattern too. And then that's kind of what set things in motion for me designing wise, was people just loved that pattern. So then I started a blog and started putting out more patterns, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
So for anyone out there who wants to make your crochet into a business, I want to point out something that Ashley did that is really important. And that is when people started asking her for something and when people started buying one specific thing, she noticed and she jumped on that thing and she just doubled down on it. And that's a thing that you can really never anticipate. You can use your instincts and be like, oh, maybe they'll like this. But when people start telling you and sharing things and buying things and making a big deal about it, you really have to jump on that and just give people what they want. Because a lot of times what you're the most interested in may not be the thing that everyone wants. And depending on the kind of person you are, you might be an artist and you might just want to make what you want to make, and that's fine. But if you're wanting to make a business, then you do definitely need to listen to people and their money. Really quick, I want to say hi to a couple of people who have just joined us. We have Susan, Courtney, Lindsay, Alyssa, Amanda, Nadine Johnson is here. Hi, Nadine. She says hi to Heather and Ashley, Julie. And if you don't know us, this is We Crochet Facebook Live. You can visit us at crochet.com, follow all of our socials, listen to our podcast. You can visit Ashley at acraftyconcept.com. And don't forget to stay tuned because Ashley is going to talk about a lot of her free crochet patterns that you can download and make yourself. And let's see what else. We were on a roll talking about business, but I forgot the basics. Ashley, when did you learn to crochet?
I was little. My mamaw taught me, I'm very cliche. My mamaw taught me when I was like 10 years old. She taught me how to make a chain. And I was just making chains all the time. And I'm in my brain, I was like, I wonder how I could make these chains connect to each other. And they fit.
If only there was a way.
What if I could just connect these little chains together? And then after I nailed down the chain, she taught me how to make a granny square blanket. And I broke my ankle in 2016 because I drove off of a bridge. Not 2000, I was 16. 2006. Like I was 16. I drove my car off of a little bridge, not a big bridge, just a little bridge into a ditch. And I broke this ankle on this side, these toes on this side. So I couldn't walk at all. So I sat in my mom's bed for like 2 months and made a gigantic granny square blanket that I gave to my husband, my boyfriend, now husband at the time. It was a mess, but it was, I made it.
So you say it's cliche, but I think it just means like that works. So if you guys want to teach your children or grandchildren how to crochet, definitely start with chains. and the granny square seems to figure in largely in a lot of people's origin stories of crochet. So I think that's just a tried and true way to teach crochet personally. All right, everybody is saying hi. We don't have any specific questions. All right. So what else do you want to talk about taking your crochet and making it into a crafty business, Ashley? What else do you have for us?
So the main thing that creatives struggle with, because we are creatives and we like all of the things, was kind of like I mentioned before, where I was making everything for anybody who asked. I was like, yeah, I can, like, I wasn't able to grow a business from that. I was getting messages from Facebook, from Instagram, from text messages, from email, all over the place. I was like writing things down on notebook. What changes everything and what really starts to turn your hobby into a jobby is when you find your niche. Find your people. What do you want to be known for? That, like, We Crochet is, and I love this about We Crochet, is a crochet business. It's not a yarn business, it's a crochet business. And that speaks to me as a crocheter. I don't knit. I machine knit, which is not the same. And I just go like this and it makes it. So that's machine knitting is different. But I am a crocheter, and all of your resources speak to me directly. When I get my magazines in the mail, everything in here is applicable to my life. It's not half crochet and half knitting that doesn't apply to me at all. And that's your niche, and that can be the same with finished pieces. Maybe you make just toys, maybe you make just beanies and scarves. I about said scarves is beanies, scarves. But if you can find your niche or your like ideal customer, that will change everything. That will set your path for your business. That will make you scalable in the future. That's just, and I do the same thing with my patterns, where I try to just design quick, easy patterns. If I started doing intricate like garments or something, people would be like, what is she doing? Like, that's weird. Or they might feel like I'm not speaking to them anymore because where they are in their crochet journey, they don't do garments. So it's just a big waste of time for them. Right. Like I'm serving my one person, and you can do that with finished pieces just the same as We Crochet and A Crafty Concept does it digitally.
Totally agree. Okay, we have a few little comments in the comment section. Pia says hello from the Craft Yarn Council stream. Thank you for joining us, Pia. And then Dana wants to know more about Crochet Boss Academy. And before you answer that, Marcia asks what was the name of that magazine. That was our magazine, We Crochet Magazine. You can get it on crochet.com. Okay, so the question is, tell us more about Crochet Boss Academy, Ashley.
Whoever commented that, I love that person with my whole heart. Crochet Boss Academy is my brand new membership for crocheters who want to turn their hobby into a jobby. And every month I put out a new issue just to my members, and we dive into a specific topic, and we spend the entire month like hashing that out. And so for month 1, the very first month of Crochet Boss Academy, and the issue is going to drop on July 1st, is all about finding your ideal customer, finding your niche. Everything else based on your business is going to be centered around finding your ideal customer. So we do that first. We get that out of the way. We get that, like, we nail it down to where we know who our ideal customer is. And then we can move on to more fun type business things like branding and play with our colors and our logo and all that fun stuff. But issue 1 is all about finding your ideal customer. And Crochet Boss Academy just opened for enrollment yesterday, which is like perfect timing because I was trying to open in March, then Corona hit. So we just did a beta launch instead. And now things have calmed down a little bit and we are full on launch mode, and the doors close on June this month, June 30th.
Okay, so we have a few of your friends and fans in the audience saying that it's great. So let's see, we have Lindsay. She says, it's amazing. I've been fortunate to be part of the beta group and highly recommend it. Susan says, I love listening to Ashley. She's a wealth of info. I want to be her neighbor. And Lindsay's offering to talk to people who want to talk about Crochet Boss Academy with her. So you can check her in the chat there. Dana loves you back. And Margaret says, I completely agree. It's amazing. I've learned so much from CBA. And Renee, I'm a boss beta, and oh my gosh, I've been on a trip learning so many things from Ashley. And then Courtney, I second that, Lindsay. I have also had the pleasure of being a CBA beta, and it's worth every penny. Best money I've invested on myself and my business to date. So those are some great endorsements from people who are involved in it right now, which is really cool. So tell us more. Is there anything else to know?
So it's a monthly, you can get in on a monthly basis or an annual basis. The monthly has a 30-day money back guarantee. So if you're not sure if Crochet Boss Academy is for you and you just want to see if you have if you don't know my teaching style, know my personality, I'm kind of energetic, which can sometimes be too much for some people, and that's totally fine. So we have the 30-day money back guarantee option for people who are just kind of like, I don't know, but I think I would like it. And then I have the annual, which is okay, and this is $20 a month to join the monthly on a monthly basis, or you can join on an annual basis for $200 a year. That gets you 2 free months taken off the top of the total, and you get access to my freebie library, which has the PDF download for all of the patterns I've ever released. And I also design a bunch of things for my people all the time. I do Wrap Label Wednesday. I make freebies that go with my patterns, like greeting cards and stuff like that they can use to give to their audience or to package their finished pieces in the mail. So that annual people get that. Only thing is there is not a money back guarantee. There are no refunds for the annual, the $200. You need to know that Crochet Boss Academy is for you before you sign up for the annual membership.
So are you you said you're closing registration at the end of the month?
On the 30th, and then we are going to be spending the next 12 months. It won't open again for an entire year. I'm going to take these people that we get, spend the next 12 months diving in super deep and building all of these businesses. Like, that's going to be my main priority for the next year. And then when things launch again in 2021, it's going to look a little different.
Okay. So if you're out there and you're thinking about joining, what I would recommend before, like, you could just jump in, that's great. But if you're not sure, just follow Ashley on social media. You can check out her YouTube channel. You can check out her on Instagram. She does Instagram lives a lot. And in her stories, she's always sharing tips. So you can kind of get a feel for Ashley, her personality, and what's going on. But you have a week to figure it out. But it sounds like, to me, it's a pretty great program for anyone who's wanting to take their crochet into the business arena. Let's see, we talked about that a lot. Now we are going to jump into your show and tell pretty soon. But really quick, I just want to remind everyone that this is We Crochet, the We Crochet Facebook Live. You can visit us at crochet.com. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Ravelry, Pinterest if you want. And don't forget to check out our podcast. It's a lot like this Facebook Live, but just audio. And you can see that at crochet.com/podcast. Visit Ashley at A Crafty Concept and follow her on all her social medias as well. And we do this every Tuesday, so don't forget to like our page and hit the little notification bell if you want to be notified when we go live. We have links in the comments to a lot of the things we're talking about, including Ashley's YouTube channel. And Renee says, yes, her YouTube is a great representation of how she runs CBA. So if you want to know, someone who is participating in Crochet Boss Academy says that YouTube's a pretty good representation. All right, so we're going to talk about some of the patterns you've designed and some of your favorite yarns from We Crochet. But first, before we do that, can I just talk about my top? Because I just finished this top this week and I'm excited about it. So yeah, there's no pattern. I used a stitch pattern that I learned, and I used Kotlin yarn, which is on crochet.com. It's a cotton linen blend. And yeah, it's always exciting when you finish a top or a garment. Oh, Ashley, they're saying we can't hear you. Oh.
Hello?
Oh, there you are. Okay, cool. Okay, now Ashley, please show me some of your goodies that you have designed and
Okay.
made.
I have on the Zoom, I have a bubble that says two around the chat. Do I need to check those?
No, you don't need to. That's for me. It's
Okay, good.
background.
Good.
Everyone out there, it's just things reminding me of what to say to you.
Okay.
I
Okay.
need some help.
I was afraid to click on it because I thought I might mess up my
Yeah,
audio.
no, that's fine. You're fine.
Okay. So first up, we have this cutie. He has been one of my most popular designs. He was originally designed a couple summers ago, was a paid only pattern for a long time, and now he is a free pattern on my blog. This is the Crafty Cactus Pillow.
It's
And
so cute.
thank you. He is made with Brava in the color avocado, which I
Ooh,
love.
it's
I
so
love
pretty.
this shade of green. And also on the pattern, it comes with like a popcorn stitch flower. So you can add the flowers to them.
Cool.
I've seen people put flowers on the tops of his arms. So, and I've seen people use like variegated yarn or striping yarn. So
Oh,
really cool.
fun.
This is one of my best sellers in my Etsy shop too, my finished piece.
Uh-huh.
I have a friend, Julie, that helps me crank out finished pieces, and we have been making these all summer, like two a week almost, people buying these. So they are selling really well on Etsy right now.
They're so cute. It's so cute. In fact, you talking about it, I'm like, ooh, I want to make that today.
Yeah.
Maybe today after work. And everyone in the comments is loving it. Naomi says, so pretty. Susan said, oh, I think she's talking about my top, but I think your thing's pretty too. Nicole, it looks great. We got a trumpet emoji. It's absolutely beautiful. Trumpets and not trumpets, cactuses and stars emoji. Love the crafty cactus. And okay, I love that cactus. I want to make it. It's so cute.
You're gonna need 2 skeins of Brava.
Oh, okay, 2 skeins. So that means you can make it for $5, under $5.
Yeah.
Which is
you'll have
great.
a lot left over. I can show you my leftover because I just finished him last night. So you can probably get 2 cactus pillows out of 3 skeins. If you got 3.
Oh, nice.
A lot left over.
So if you're selling that, how much do you sell the finished product for, Ashley?
$35, and that includes shipping.
Okay, so $35 including shipping. Your material cost for it's about $5, and then it probably takes a couple hours to make. Yeah.
Usually takes me like I end up doing it in a couple evenings.
Oh, okay.
Like I'll spend one evening watching Netflix and crocheting the front and back pieces.
Got it.
And then the next day I'll do the arms and then attach them together.
Okay, so it definitely takes some time to make it.
Something else about, I think Julie can probably crank them out faster than me at this point because she's been making it for a week. But something people always say about this pattern is the back piece comes out smaller than the front piece. So it's made in 2 pieces and then you seam them together with a single crochet. That's totally normal. So people that are listening that have made the cactus pillow already, the back piece will be smaller because it doesn't have the bobble stitches. But you can see once you join them, the back piece stretches nicely. So It's okay. Don't panic if your back is smaller than your front. It works still.
That's what the stuffing's for.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. What else do you have to show us, Ashley?
Let's switch over to a different yarn and let's talk about my Dishy.
Oh,
this yarn. This is a rainbow baby rattle. It's got these rattle inserts inside of it, and it is made with Dishy. That's my new Etsy shop that's not open yet. Wild Grace.
Ooh, cute. That's so cute. Where do you get the little rattle insert from?
Amazon, and they look like this. Okay. Here's what they look like before. I think they're 22 millimeter, and they do get a little muffled with the stuffing. So if you wanted to put 2 in there, you could do that, or get a bigger one. These are 22 millimeters. So if you wanted to get a bigger one, it might make more noise. But these are linked in the pattern page for this guy. The ones that I use. It's nice. On my blog for free.
I like that about you. I like that you don't leave people hanging. You're just like, this is exactly what you need to do. You need this thing, like you have it all figured out, which is really cool. So how long does it take you to make one of those little guys?
Really fast, really stinking fast. And originally when I designed it, the back was also striped. I have a there's a pillow version of this on my blog that's bigger, a full rainbow pillow, kind of like this guy, but a rainbow. And it's got a striped back and clouds on the bottom.
Ooh.
But for the rattle, I made the back solid, took off the clouds. That way you could crank them out faster. And I mean, this uses such a tiny bit of, like, the orange that I used is so little. You could buy 3 skeins and make a whole ton of these probably.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially if you switched up which order you did the colors in.
Yeah, that would be cute. Which is probably a good idea because different things appeal to different people.
Yeah. So a couple hours.
Nice. Okay, what else do you have to show us?
I have, wait, 2 more. Well, 2 in this order. This is the Mia Moo Moo.
Mia Moo Moo.
Yes.
Such a cute name.
When I opened my Etsy shop in 2016, this was the only thing I was selling was stuffies. And I had like 20 different animals. And my marketing was the first person to buy a new stuffy design gets to name it. So this is named after a little girl named Mia, and she's actually my neighbor. She lives right down the street. And I have a picture of her on this blog post when she was a baby, because she's like almost 4 now, because it was a while ago. But this was named after her because her mommy was the first one to buy one.
Oh, cute. And that you can get on a craftyconcept.com/free patterns. You can find all of these patterns. We also have links in the comments to them. Jackie says, I made the rainbow for my grand love and she sleeps with it every night. Scrolling up, so sorry about the clicks. We've got links to all the yarns that we're talking about and the patterns. So I love that idea. I love the idea of awarding people the naming rights for being the first one to buy. That's smart.
Yeah, and so I quit selling the stuffies after I started doing design, but now that I'm releasing the patterns one at a time, they're still sticking with their original names. And then I tell like the little story. I have one of mine that I haven't released yet is the giraffe, and it's called the Wilson giraffe.
Aww.
And the person who bought that one, that's their last name is Wilson, because they were going to adopt a baby and they didn't know if it was going to be a boy or a girl, so they just did their last name.
Aw, that's cool.
They adopted the baby like 3 years later, and she sent me a picture of her baby with her Wilson giraffe.
Aw.
So sweet.
That's really sweet.
Stories like that are behind some of these.
Susan says, I'm making rainbows on repeat. Lots of new babies coming this year. So fun to make. And that's true too. If you're not a crafty business person, if you don't want to go into business, you're just a hobbyist, that's great. And I think that's completely legitimate. There's no need to always turn every hobby into a business if it's not your thing. But you can still use these patterns. They're already like proven to be things that people like. So they're all on Ashley's site at craftyconcept.com/free patterns. Or you can, I don't know if, is it /free patterns? Sorry, I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Free patterns.
Okay. And you can make these. Yes, /free patterns. Or you can just go to a Crafty Concept and there's a free patterns tab at the top. And then Holly says, my 4-year-old is sitting next to me right now. And as soon as he saw the cow, he was like, Mommy, make me a toy cow. That's so cute. All right. What else do you have for us? We're getting towards the end, but we can go over if we want to. So that's fine.
This is my newest free pattern that I just released last week, I think. It's a pool floaty, a amigurumi pool floaty for my stuffy.
Oh, it's so cute.
So it fits. I have 3 stuffy designs right now on my blog. I have the troll, the bunny, and the cow, and they fit all of them. These little.
Oh, so cute.
And they would be, I think I'm going to do like a modification here soon where I make this out of Dishie, crochet a base for it, like a circle, and make it like a little cup cozy.
That's such a good idea.
Like a summer cup cozy for your desk.
Is it just stuffed with polyfill? Like, how did you stuff it?
Stuffed with polyfill. And so you make it and then you seam it and you have to shove the polyfill in as you go.
Okay. Yeah,
like
that makes sense.
Polyfill seam, because it does get a little.
It's too hard to stuff it the right way if you don't do it as you go. Victoria has a question for you. Quick CBA question. You think it would also be good for a knitter? She also designs knit patterns.
So for one, if she's a designer, I don't help designers specifically. I help finished piece sellers.
Okay.
All of my content is going to use finished piece as like the basis.
Okay.
A lot of stuff will translate to all business in general. Like even if you're a Mary Kay consultant, like a
Right.
lot of people translate, but all of the resources and benefits that you get for being inside of Crochet Boss Academy are all crocheted finished pieces oriented. So I like give them my patterns. I give them tags that go with my patterns. Like if you don't crochet, it those things would be wasted on. Like you wouldn't
Those
enjoy.
parts wouldn't be for you.
Yeah, but the information inside of the issues would still help you. I
So
just
like,
don't know if it's worth the full investment or not.
like you were talking about earlier, niching, being in a specific niche, your specific niche is helping crocheters who make finished pieces.
Exactly.
It sounds like there is some good information, so we'll leave it up to everyone out there to decide whether or not it's for them.
I also share free business tips all the time. So there's
Okay.
a YouTube, an Etsy series on my YouTube channel, and then over on Instagram a couple times a month I'll post business type posts there too. And I plan on doing more YouTube videos that are business oriented in general that would help my knitters, my designers, and all the things.
That is cool. Nice. All right. You showed us all your cool projects. We've talked about yarns. Do you have anything else you want to talk about from crochet.com, stuff we sell that you want anyone to know about?
Clover or more hooks.
Clover or more?
I
Are
made
those your favorites?
Yes, I will never. I mean, I buy multiples just in case I'm out or if I lose one. Like this one's starting to get a little loose because I've had it for a couple years, and I've probably made 1,000 things with this hook. Like
Yeah.
Clover or more hooks are worth the money. This whatever metal they use up here, it's like butter in the yarn. The yarn just slides right off of it. I love Clover or more hooks. These are my secret weapon to crocheting.
Okay, Clover or more hooks. And I've tried out a lot of hooks too, and I will definitely say, like, for money versus the amount of money they cost versus how nice they are, they're definitely a really good recommendation. And if I could only pick one hook the rest of my life, I'd definitely go with that. Yeah, we sell those on crochet.com. We'll have a link to those in the comments in a second. Lindsay's saying she has to go. So see you later, Lindsay. We'll see you next time. And Nadine says that clovers are her favorite hooks too. What else? Anything else?
Crochet Boss Academy is open for enrollment, and the doors close on the 30th, and it will be closed for an entire year. If anybody has any questions or just wants to pick my brain or learn more, like feel free to send me emails or DMs on Instagram. I'm an open book. I don't want anybody to invest the money if it's not going to benefit them. And I will be honest and upfront. I will say, I don't think this is for you, or I do think this is for you. It wouldn't make sense for me as a business owner to try to get people who wouldn't benefit into the program, because then if they go tell somebody it wasn't worth the money, it might be worth the money for that person. You know what I mean? They just weren't a good fit.
Exactly.
So it wouldn't make sense for me to just try to sell it to everybody. So if you're not a good fit, I will let you know. Like that's the truth. So feel free to ask me questions. I am happy to answer them for you guys.
Susan says, you make me want to do a business. I'm just a maker. Crystal
That's
says,
fine, girl. Come on over. Come on over to the business side. We'll make some money.
Crystal asks, is the rattle on your blog? Yes, it is. That's at craftyconcept.com/crafty-rainbow-rattle, or you can just click on the free patterns tab at the top and find it. If I do want to subscribe or enroll in Creative Boss?
Crochet Boss Academy.
Crochet Boss Academy. Would I go to crochetbossacademy.com, or where would I go for that?
You can go to a Crafty Concept /Crochet Boss Academy, or just crochetbossacademy.com. It'll take you to the same page.
Okay. And Izzy asks, will Crochet Boss Academy benefit someone who is too young to sell on Etsy?
My youngest person is 18, I think. Her name's Sarah. And I've had people, young friends on Instagram, have their parents open their Etsy shops for them. Kind of like co-signing for a car, I guess.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about business, but we also talk a lot about Etsy. I am a firm believer in, if you sell handmade things, you should be on Etsy. Like hands down. Rather, because even if you don't send people to your Etsy shop, like if down the road, if you have your own e-commerce site, you send people there, but still set your Etsy shop up to work for you in the background for Etsy strangers is what I call them. Just the people that are searching Etsy and shopping for things. Etsy is a big part of Crochet Boss Academy, just because I really believe everybody who sells a handmade should be on Etsy. So some of the information might be something that you would want to just kind of hang on to for when you do decide to open an Etsy shop, or learn as much as you can before you open so you're not overwhelmed, or just dive right in. But that's what I do. I just kind of close my eyes and go for it and cross hurdles when I get there.
Mm-hmm.
Crochet Boss Academy is not just about Etsy, but Etsy is a big part.
Okay.
That answers.
Nadine says, Ashley's an open book and very honest. Love her. Ann Mall says, yes, I just opened my Etsy shop yesterday. I love you.
Woo!
And Grace says, I've been thinking about Crochet Boss Academy. I'm just not sure though. And Rebecca says, roughly how lucrative is your Etsy business?
So that's hard for me to tell because I have patterns that sell willy-nilly, and they're digital, so I don't have to like do anything. My Etsy shop, I can tell you, let me pull up. Well, I hope I don't mess up my hotspot while I do this, but hopefully because Julie, my helper, and I have been cranking out, I haven't been making any pieces. She's been making all of the pieces because we've been getting a lot of sales. Last month, I can't pull it up. It's only showing me this month's right now. It was like close to $1,800 in revenue. Because it was pattern sales and finished piece sales. Mm-hmm. Like I pay Julie half, so she gets 50% of the listing price. So if it's $35, she gets $17.50 for like a cactus pillow. Mm-hmm. And I've been paying her like 70 to 80, around $40 a week. So doubling that would be where the Etsy shop is getting in a week on finished pieces.
All right.
When I get Wild Grace up and running, I will have more numbers for that.
Oh, are you planning on sharing numbers for that in Crochet Boss? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wild Grace is only being started to help Crochet Boss Academy members.
Yeah. All right. So for people who aren't sure, do you have like one or two pieces of advice for anyone who does want to start a crochet business, or something that would help them that you wish you would have known earlier?
Find your niche. I'm telling you, if you find your people, your one person that you can make things for. People, when they find you for the first time on the internet, they don't care about who you are or how many kids you have. They care about what your thing is going to do for them. How is your thing going to make their life better? Now, the more they get to know you and become like a true fan of your brand and business, then they will care about your kids and how you fixed your hair that day. Like, they'll care because they like you as a person, but what's going to pull them in is what you can do for them. That's just human nature. And if you are like, I sell 6, and you start rattling off 15 different things for 15 different problems for 15 different people, they're going to be like, okay, bye. And like it's overwhelming. But if you serve one person and you serve them well with your 5 to 10 pieces that you sell, it's going to help, and it's going to help streamline your business. It's going to help organize. It's going to help you like with how much yarn you need to buy. Like if you only sell a few things with 10 different colors of yarn, you can easily keep up and say, oh, I'm running out of my avocado brava. I need to reorder that. You can see it better than not like having 50 colors of yarn and not knowing that you only have one skein of this color and you didn't know that. You know what I mean?
So like even picking your colors is part of finding your niche. It's like,
right.
What are the color palettes I want to be known for? What is the vibe of my whole brand? And you kind of just build everything around that concept.
I know it's hard for creatives because we want to make all of the things for all of the people in all of the colors. Mm-hmm. And that's fine for a hobby. Like if that's where you're at and that's where you want to stay, go for it. But if you want to turn it into a business, like a profitable, making money on a regular basis business, the easiest route to take is niching down. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying you can't do it broad. I'm just saying it's much harder.
How do you have like any way to help people figure out what their niche is? I'm sure you do. But
It's issue 1 of Crochet Boss Academy, and we talk about it inside of that issue. I say how to find your niche based on this thing, how to find your niche based on this thing. So we go through like 3 or 4 different avenues that you could take to find your ideal customer. A lot of it is a time thing, like over time, you're going to get to know them better. Also, I do have a freebie on branding, which ideal customer and branding, they hold hands. And that's at acraftyconcept.com/branding 101. And that will give you a PDF that will help start to get your brain in the right mindset for finding your ideal customer and building your brand around her and yourself.
Okay, I'm just chatting that into the chat right now. Okay, we're running over, so I hate to cut this off because I'm sure we could probably talk about this all day long. Just want to thank everyone for joining us. We're talking to Ashley at acraftyconcept.com. We've been talking a lot about turning your crochet hobby into a business and how Ashley can help you with that. So visit her at acraftyconcept.com to find out more about Crochet Boss Academy. And Ashley, if people want to find you in your work, where else can they find you?
At A Crafty Concept on all the things.
Okay.
Even TikTok.
Even TikTok. She has TikTok videos. And let's see, you can sign up for our newsletter to stay connected. Just go to crochet.com. And I think there's a email sign up right up at the top left that says get emails. We talk a lot about free patterns and cool crochet resources. We do sell you some yarn and stuff too, but it's a pretty good email newsletter. Learn about promotions and what's new with crochet.com there. Please listen to the We Crochet podcast anywhere you get podcasts. We have new episodes every other Friday. You can find us on Ravelry in our We Crochet group. It's a small, intimate group. We chat a lot about all the things crochet there. And thank you to the Craft Yarn Council who cross-posts this Facebook Live on their page. We appreciate it, and we love you, Craft Yarn Council. And Ashley, finally, I want to thank you for joining us here. I had so much fun talking to you. I definitely want to have you back and talk more about all the fun things. So everybody out there, thanks for joining us. Ashley, do you have any last words you want to say?
Thank you for having me. This has been really, really fun. I could talk until my lips fall off. I am a talker. So this was a really good way to start my day, and I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Okay, thanks everybody. Join us again next week. Bye. And smile.